just stuck with trying to figure out what's going on with the looseness in that blade right there. I saw the parts breakdown. They do make something. I'm not sure if it's the weldment, which I think it is. I think it's this part right here that the welds on. I think you can replace that, and then the other part is like some kind of a shim that goes in there, like a slide. Anyway, we'll pull that apart, find out what's going on there. I got that wonderful parts breakdown from the John Deere dealer. Yeah, I can't tell what's what. I don't know how to, in today's age, why they don't come up with something better, pictures or something. I don't know, kind of annoying. But anyway, I got this pin out while you weren't looking for the tilt. So I got that out. You already see a little bit of oil. Anyway, I'm hoping that this slide here will slide up. That looks like it would slide out. I'm not sure how to really turn that thing. I don't know. We'll play around and find out. But hopefully that other chain will stabilize it. Let's see what it does. Try to be careful here. Wow, that didn't work good. Let's try bringing it in that way. Before we get too carried away, see what it's doing. Lifting it up, but don't know if it'll go far enough. Wait a minute, they sell parts for it. Looks like a top and bottom and a side. A couple of side plates. Can't tell by the parts breakdown though. Now, are we hung up on anything? Is it not wanting to go further? Kind of was lifting it up. And limited over here maybe. Well, that's all welded on. There's no getting that off of there. So I don't know, unless somebody welded this up. It was supposed to come apart. It don't look like there was ever any bolts. It's kind of strange. Try lifting a little bit more. I don't think it's going. Maybe it is. Should be fun getting it back in there. It's got curve to it. It is narrower this way. Could raise it up a little bit. It's almost off of there. Got a little bit of back pressure. I don't want to lose it off that chain, but could sneak it out a little bit. So close. I'm literally petrified. I won't go get this back on. I like nerve-wracking stuff. think she's out over here. Yeah, she is. But now, what do we do with that? Seems to me it's going to have to turn and come off of there. If I get this out enough. Getting there. Cool. Set that back down. All right. So far so good. I think I have to rechain this so it'll swing up. Pivot around. It's a little convoluted looking here. I've got the longest chain I own, I swear. Why? I don't know. I'm gonna tie on to that point. There we go. Perfect. Perfect fit. See if we can't flip that guy over. I think we're on the right track. Sky that thing. You never seen a blade tilt that much. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Reversing it, that's a different story. Turn on my. And why won't you turn? Hit my blade here. Nope, plenty of room. So close. Maybe I need to come forward a little bit. Something funny. Look at that plate. Oh. That is so close. Man, somebody's welded on that before too. Starting to feel buyer's remorse here. Okay, why aren't you turning? is. Almost. Close to the wall. Look at all that flip. More things to repair. See, that thing tried to chase me. It tried to kill me. Well, sorry, Kevin, about your paint job, but you'd have fixed this first. Wouldn't be in this predicament. All right, what was it? The blade itself isn't too bad. I mean, it's somewhere right there. Even this side's not so bad, except that the bottom, which somebody boogered that thing all up. But this plate here is definitely, yeah, it's been welded on before too. All right, I gotta find out what parts I can get for this. Other than that, I definitely need to fix that too, which I might as well do now. I think there's a bushing or something for here too, isn't there? There's that, just a pin. No. See, it looks like that's bolt. Crazy thing is what they call stuff. So 17 and 18, bearing race and blade. 18, bearing race. Okay, that makes some sense. 17, blade. Is that curved weldment on there? Of course, it's backwards too. And then on the other side, you've got 13 shim. Okay, that's only 60 thousandths of a shim as required. So you can shim it. That's what 13 is. And 14 is a retainer. 3 and 4 sector and sector shim. Yeah, don't quite get this yet, because I'm not seeing anywhere where you can put something that it would stay in there. It would just come out. Well, I'll have to do some more research. I'll have to pull that pin and see if I can find a pin and bearing for that. Maybe that'll come out. Of course, I got the wrong hammer. Yeah. Well, that's going to get ground and drilled out. Got that ground off. I mean, I may need a new pin anyway. Well, I did a trick. I just now wobbled it right back down in there again. At least that looks like there's a bushing in there. That center thing, sleeve, it's all rotted out. Did look this up too before. That pin's gonna cost a few bucks. Unless I grind it and re-weld it. I could do that. I've done that before. Might be my best bet. Because all the bearings themselves don't look too bad. Not to pull it out and mic it, but there's a little bit of wear on that side of that bushing there. I was able to get the cylinder out of here. These roll pins, they're all very old, brittle, and they're not coming out. And I actually knew you can't drill it. I tried drilling this, it's making a mess. You can see how rusty it is down inside there. There's no way that thing's going to drive out. But it does break because it's so brittle. It'll actually crack and pieces will break off. But I got most of this pin out. This was the lower pin. I had most of it out. And it was in here like that. Well, I just sheared it basically. I just took a punch right in the front and gave it a good smack, and it actually sheared that rest of that flat enough where it could come out. It didn't hurt nothing. So I got that out. So I found out these pins are definitely wore. This actually had more slop than anything, believe it or not. This upper bushing's bad. I was able to order it. A lot of play in that guy. The lower bushings, they were wore on the cylinder, but if you turn it around or use the other bushing, it fits tight. So I don't think this is actually wore. I think the bushing actually wore, which is a good thing. Got the bushings coming. The pins, verdict's still out on them. Trying to find them. That's the problem with this old stuff. Now, this had a grease fitting, but apparently was not greased, because this guy, this is loose where it would pivot in that bushing. So, and that pin's not bad if I can get that roll pin busted out of there. But this is going blind. That's why I got the threads in here. This is going into a blind hole, so it needs to be pulled up. And I tried a couple things, and it's not working yet. But I'm gonna have to get that roll pin broken out more. This one, definitely, grease fitting was broken off. But this guy is frozen to the pin. So what happened is it actually sheared the roll pin off so that it could pivot, and so it's pivoting in the frame because it's froze to the bushing because I'm not greasing it. So that's caused a little now wear here, which I'm not terribly concerned too much about. It's an old machine. It's not going to be a production machine. I mean, just want it to be a little tighter so I can work it and grade it a little better. So I'm going to have to try to heat that or something. Problem is I just don't have my torches filled. So I've been coming up with a couple plans, maybe some washers with the screw and run the screw in to pull it out. We'll see. But welding that helped. I got to weld a little more in the bottom. That's going to take all that play out. It'll be good. It might have been a grease fitting here, but I'll tell you what, there was no hole through the pin. So I don't understand if it was a grease fitting, because there was no way the grease was going to get to the bushing. But that one's fixable. This confusion here, taking this off, I'm like, what is going on? And apparently, looking at it more closely, there's a serial break, and a newer serial number. There is a slide that goes in here and apparently bolts in here, and it had 5 bolts and had shims. You can shim this, and that would then wear on that. Same here. They had a couple of bolts holding them in. That's apparently a newer version. There's a serial number break, and looking at it, my serial number is older, so it does not have those. So it's just metal on metal. So I'm going to have to weld this up. It's pretty bad. A little bit here, that's not so bad. The top one's fine here. This bottom weldment's been welded, but I got to build it up some more. This is actually pretty good, but again, at the bottom, it's been welded. This side, the frame took some of the wear right here, and that was where a lot of the slop was. So I got to build all that up with weld, and maybe a little bit right here. Yeah, toward the top half of that. So I got some welding to do. Welding and grinding and getting it, at least get some of the slop out of it. But I want to get this frame off of here so I can get it up on a bench and work it. And then if I can assemble that, put it on the blade, then put the blade on the machine, put the pin in, I think that'll be easier. So that's my goal. The other thing I gotta do is while this is off is this hose. Oh, a lot of these hoses are pretty bad, but this hose is down in that pocket, so I want to get that fixed up. Somebody really run this thing hard, because that's even tweaked and pulled. And so I'll try to knock that back and weld it. But it's not all going to happen today, because I definitely got to get my torches. That's the problem with trying to, you know, work on this on the side and work full time. It's pretty tricky to get all this done. But at any rate, she's coming, and hopefully it'll be done enough in time for me to move some dirt so when the weather gets better. All right. Well, one thing that helps is to always have an exhaustive supply of washers and nuts and oddball stuff. Fortunately, I have some really big stuff from used to working on bigger equipment. So anyway, I got a washer that fits right around there, raised up a little bit. Enough that at least we can get this started, hopefully. We'll see. I air chiseled a little more on the pin and got it a little better, but still going to take a bit of torque to pull that up, so I'm not sure this is going to work or not. Let me just strip out the threads. If that was loose, it'd come right up out of there. If that pin, I mean, if that roll pin was out of there, that would come right up out of there, no problem. I can give it a little good vibrations here. Some little shock waves through there. I wish I could get more of that pin out. Really need to get more of that roll pin out of there. Getting there. Actually, I think it might work if I get that cleaned out now. It's moved. It's moved some. It's shivering it. So I'm just tightening it up and then hitting it with the hammer. Tight. Couple whacks. Usually I can get a little more out of them. Probably bottoming out almost on the threads. It's moving slow. Woohoo! That actually worked. I got a lot of the chunks out. All of a sudden I start turning it and the whole pin starts turning, meaning this thing's sheared off. And it's starting to lift up out of there. Look at that. Huh? Crazy like a fox. Now why did you stop working here? Come on. Oh yeah. Honestly, that pin doesn't look bad. I don't think this one was really slopping much, but at least now I can get down, clean out that embossment, see if that bushing's any good, make sure it gets grease in it, get that one working. Now we got to try to get that one out. That one might be a little challenge, even though there's no roll pin. We'll see. Well, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and I cannot get this pin out. I got my torch tanks filled. I heated this thing. I tried putting like a washer. I had a washer stuffed up inside here, just give it some more extra stroke. I had this set up like that, bolted down through there like a puller. I'd beat on it, pull it, and it would beat on the pin. Tried chiseling it down in here, red hot, nothing. So I got a new plan. I don't know if you can see, the pin drops down and it doesn't even go down all the way down into this embossment, so it can be driven down. So this is my final last ditch effort. I don't give up easily, but this might be it. Might be the first time in my life. So I made this little C to slide in underneath here. That way that will hold that from going down. There'll be still room for that pin to drop down. And this guy, I got a piece of angle iron running underneath here. I'm going to put a piece of angle iron over the top and squeeze it down. So basically we're making a press. We're going to have top and bottom plate, tighten it down, heat it up with these tight, smack on the top of the handle. See how that works. In theory, it should work. It should give me my best chance of getting some force down in there. And I got the carriage down on the ground, so I should be able to hit it really good and hard with the heat. It should break that loose. Failure. That's the verdict. First time ever something's beat me. Honestly, I do believe that is the first time something's beat me. Now, it doesn't mean that it's beat me in the fact that I can't probably cut that pin, pull this cylinder back, torch that thing out, and get a new bushing and pin. Problem is getting parts. And I don't feel like messing with that right now. So, we're not going to do that. We're going to forget about it for now. The only real problem was a little bit of play here, and I would have liked to have made that greasable so that it lasts longer, but considering the rest of the condition of this, whatever. I'm done. Can tighten up a little bit on that pin. That one we're almost done. Got the new bushings in for these, so it'll be a whole lot tighter, especially once I weld all that up. And that's our next thing. I was hoping to bring that over so I can work on it, put it up on a stand or something. That's not going to happen, so I have to do it while it's on the dozer. But I did get the old buzz box here fixed up. This thing is really old. I'm probably 1984. I paid 30 bucks for it off Snap-on guy. This cable, I know it's not the right cable, but it does work. But that one was all messed up. The leads, let me show you. I acquired one lead. Both of them look like this. Literally barrel. And I actually welded for years like that with this ground one. But I had to replace the positive. Did that, well, like I said, I got some wire given to me. Recently, a friend of mine dropped off a bunch of cable. So now, I fixed that up last night. So at least we got some good cable, be a little safe for doing that. So, I guess I gotta get the skid steer, put the forks on, put the blade on there, probably just park it right here. Weld up the blade, later drive the dozer around, park it here, and weld it up right here. That's my only choice. It's gonna be a lot more fun trying to put that blade back on. I was hoping if I had that carriage off, I could have just assembled it on here and then slid the whole works on, but nope. Oh well. Working with what we got. Messed up Kevin's paint job for nothing. Hey, the little buzz box did really good over there. Oh, it's a lot better. I know the weld's not perfection, but this isn't perfection work. I even threw a little down here. I thought this wear mark right in here, but when I measured it, I don't really think it needs to be in there. I don't think it goes over that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's a lot better than it was. At least it doesn't taper down to a knife. It's got the right thickness. This guy's built up and much better angles to it. Now there's the blade. Now we gotta do the dozer. Well, I didn't want to bore you with a whole bunch of welding and grinding, but I got that ear. I got it all done. It's built up a lot thicker than it was. A lot better than it was. You can see I kind of had to weld and grind that pin. I don't have a lathe or nothing, so I did the very best I could with what I got. And it took up a lot of the slop. And then over here, I filled this down here in. And I don't want to go too much further. It's not quite out flush with this, but when I did some measurement off of the blade, that looks like that ought to be pretty decent. And I mean, it'll work. Got the bushings put in, and then this bottom one's still got a little bit of play, but it's not too bad. I don't know anybody that has these fittings in stock, so we're just gonna go ahead and put it together, see what we got, run it. I don't know. Let's just try this thing out. Haven't really gotten a chance to put it in the dirt, so why don't we just put it together and see what it does. All right, let's get the blade on this thing. We're in trouble now. I've enlisted the aid of the little girl. I had to put vice grips on there because it keeps wanting to come off the hook, but the chain moved on me, so I can't quite get the right angle, but I'm going to try to lift it a little more, pivot it, I'm up. Apparently I'm up all the way.
Wait. You're caught on the left.
Yeah.
Over. There you go.
Yeah. Well, eventually we got to get in there. That's okay. Actually.
Easily said. Let me run.
Yeah.
No,
It needs.
I
I'm gonna
can't
be.
get it out of there.
I'm gonna be. You don't have to get it out of there. Actually, don't want you to get it out of there. It's okay. But I gotta pivot it, and I don't. Careful now. I'm gonna pivot toward you. Yeah. Well, it has to turn though. And I definitely need to come up. Ooh, we're getting there. Need to come forward and up. Hey, this time I will move the machine forward a little bit. How's that? Better?
Oh, I need to go up. It's a lot closer.
Yeah, I gotta come forward some more. Just look. Oh, we're getting there.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
almost.
Almost.
It's a good spot. Now what? Can I leave?
If I come forward, it might go in.
This is not fun.
No, it's not. I don't like it either. I used to. I don't like it anymore. I used to do this as a mechanic all the time.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so it needs to
quit.
actually spin.
Yes, but
I'm gonna have to.
do you want to manhandle it
Here.
just a little bit?
Let me come forward here and then let me spin.
Sure, I piece of
I'm
equipment.
gonna move it toward you.
Well, great. I don't know what that
That's
looks.
the stand.
It's scratching Kevin's paint job.
I know. Gotta go more.
Me or the machine? It didn't come up at all, did you? Oh.
Yeah, it did, and it quit going.
Okay, because it's
Oh,
just.
it's so close. Careful. Pulling on that tip a little bit. Oh, so close.
Well, it just popped in.
Oh.
I didn't notice anything change. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hitting the bucket now.
Okay, and what happens if that comes off? 'Cause I don't.
Run.
Oh, stop.
Oh, look at that. That is insanely close.
Seems dangerous. Okay, can we discuss that? What do we do here?
Hang over a little bit. Come on. I'm gonna have to lift it up.
That was a little, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's all it needs. Come on.
I'm tired of the drama in our life.
Yep. Well, if this thing would go, then we won't have any drama in our life.
Oh yeah, it's its fault.
Yep. Could take the torch and burn that little ear off it. So close.
Spud bar.
Against what? That's the problem.
I can't leverage.
Against what?
A block. I'm serious. I'm a whiz with the spud bar. I'm serious. I'll get a block. What?
I just how close it is.
I'm getting a spud bar.
You can do that. That's annoying almost. I can bounce it down enough, but then it won't move in. That chain just a little too tight. Nope. Jammed in that chain.
Where do you want?
I don't know. I want to get this blade pushed back on that pin because it's basically there.
I know what you. I think I know what you want. I want it out where.
Probably right here from the ground.
That might be too close. Or it might not close enough.
Or here, you do the spud bar because that's your forte. I need to pop this back over a little more. Okay, push the spud bar.
I'm moving in. I gotta get closer.
If that chain was just a hair looser, I think we would have had more freedom of movement. We've got too much.
You're pushing that. Where do you want it pushed down?
I want it in. I want it pushed into the dozer. It's pivoting on that little ear right there. I mean, dang near want to grind it.
Will it hurt to do that?
Well, can't get in there with a grinder's problem. Not hardly. It's as close can get.
I'm not helping. It was moved. I didn't know how far it was.
It's basically it. That's crazy. It's so close. All right, let me come forward a little bit. Keep a little pressure on it. I don't know that it's helping, but come on.
Maybe I'm in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can't really be in the spot I want you. It needs to come in at the top, which I should be able to drive it with the machine, but it's not going. It's just so close. Come on. Oh, go!
Try turning it on and off again. Okay, is it like twisted? Like, should you be over there pushing it this way? Which I mean, you're just pulling. Yeah, okay.
My chain's screwed off. The chain wasn't so dang tight.
Well, yeah.
Bound and don't want to go. There you go.
That's what I was trying to explain, that I couldn't get the words out.
Oh,
I was trying to have you lift the other end so this would come down.
I'm sure you understood what the process was. It's just stay in there.
Looks like it. Whew. You happy with that?
It's hitting. Yeah,
This is a game of fractions of a centimeter. where it's hitting? Okay. Oh, okay. New problem.
Cylinder hitting you. That's the next thing. You're gonna probably have to help me get that cylinder involved.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that's got to be here.
Oh, good. I'm in a line of fire. That's awesome.
She got something short shoved in there.
Oh, I'll look for something.
Yeah, I got
If that's an option. Hey, let's take a minute and let something else put its hand in there.
Well, you can hold that safely.
Sure, I can hold that safely.
It's got to go back up in there.
Yeah, well, it's not going to do it, is it? I don't like this one. I want something else. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing easy. You know, when I say no,
okay, you gotta
then you damage your own stuff.
We'll get a longer spud bar holder.
Here, hold this, because I can do something else. Why don't you let me get something that I'm comfortable working with? I can't control that.
That right there on one. Oh, good heavens, yes.
Did it go in?
Well, it's going. Getting dripped on. I gotta get this.
Almost 40 years of fun.
I'm grateful the pin went in.
Is it in all the way?
No, I gotta turn it a little bit to get it to line up right.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Is that what they're made for? Doing that?
Roll pin punch, but I don't know that I just bent it just now. I might have. Driving rope in it. Big hammer for this part. Like everything on this thing, it's been nothing but a pain in the neck. Come on. Oh, I can put that one through the top. Tell you what, let's get this thing out of there. I'm getting tired of getting dripped on. Alright, let's see if we get that roll pin in. Got a quick couplers leaking. I don't know if I had changed one hose on it. I still got the other one, but I do have one. There we go. All right. Well, it's a lot better than it was. Oh, here's the other thing I had to fix. This is ripped out, bent right here. I had to bring it back in and weld it. But yeah, you know, I mean, I just used a tape measure and tried to measure it with mics and stuff like that. I was afraid of putting too much weld on there because when I measured it, it looked like it was going to be tight. And it is tight toward the bottom, which is where the massive amount of the weld is. It's all at the top. Well, it's got to be an improvement. All right. Well, at least there's nothing severe here. I took this bracket off and tightened up these fittings over here and here. Seemed like that was all it was. I don't see any other leaks. It's been sitting here for a while and bone dry, so I guess that's all it was. We'll get the bucket back on, get this stuff moved around, and see if this thing's any better at all. Well, what can we say in conclusion? It works a lot better. Was it worth it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was worth doing it all. If you can see in the video, there's a little bit of slop, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. It is a whole lot better, and I feel a whole lot more comfortable about it all staying together and floating like it should. And, you know, it grades a little better that way. And I got to get onto it too. But so, analysis. All right, so what do I think of CNC equipment and of Clint on this purchase? Well, you might think that I'd be a little bit upset that it's not as nice shape as it is, but there's a few things that go into this. First of all, it was the year end. I needed to spend some money, so that was a big reason. I couldn't go the whole way to Indiana to check it out and see if it was exactly like I thought it was. In the videos and everything I saw, it looked a little tighter and a little better. I did expect some issues with it. It's 50 years old almost, so what do you expect? And so did I overpay? Well, nah, I mean, it is what it is. Talked to Clint, and you know, like he said, if he had to put the money into doing some of the things, which he would have done better, granted, I mean, they got the tools and equipment to do it, but it would have priced this out of astronomical price range where you couldn't afford to buy it, and it wouldn't be worth it. So I understand that price range. I got what I paid for. You know, that being said, I wish I could have looked at it. I wish I probably, maybe not have bought it if I known there was that much to do on it. I'm hoping that she'll hold together and run okay for me. I know there's some hoses that are going to need changed and stuff like that, but she seems to be working okay. So far, yeah, I'm pretty happy, and for what I got into it, I'm good. But just something to be aware of if you're buying equipment and stuff like that. Check it over. Take the time to ride down and take a look at it. Would I have bought it again? Maybe. So anyhow, it was a lot of work, but I'm pretty happy with it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again in the next one.